Brent Harris.
I know you, right? How are you?
There's two people in this room that knows where Kenny would.
Yes, us Pittsburgh kids.
Burgers.
Pittsburgh kids.
Well, I got my wife called me Yinzer.
Yenzer. Oh, nobody even uses that in Pittsburgh.
I know.
I'll jump in quickly. How you doing, first of all?
I'm doing great.
You doing great?
Thanks.
Yeah,
How are you?
great as well. What you got for Tiara McCowan when you see her in the game at the beginning of the game? What's your defensive plan for somebody?
I mean, with somebody like Big T, you just gotta do your best and do your work early. I think that's the biggest thing. Not allowing her to get deep post touches. So really, as she's coming down, starting to make contact early, so you can kind of wedge her off the block, and make her have to play a little bit further out and make moves out there where we can bring some support with some of our guards by digging and just being in, taking up some space.
Has your defensive strategy changed with Arike as Dallas has gotten more injuries? Like when there was more balance, you got to watch everybody, but has it changed at all since she has less help now?
Well, I don't think she has less help. She still has Big T. You have Natasha Howard back, and Enrique is always going to be Enrique. I don't think that changes no matter who she has on the floor with her. She's a very prolific scorer, capable individual of doing many different things. I think this year she's doing a better job. Even last year she did a better job of playmaking, and she still added that this year too. So you always have to be concerned about Enrique and scheme for her, no matter who's on the floor.
How has your coaching? What have you learned coaching this year with all the injuries? LT and I've talked about it a lot. But you had to kind of rethink some things. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think not just with the injuries, just with this team in general, simplifying, I think has really helped us in this last stretch, just making things a little bit simpler for them, taking a lot of the, I don't want to say thinking out of it, but really just giving them something, just less things to hone in on, if that makes sense. So if they don't have 10 things to worry about and they only have 4 things or 5 things to worry about, it's a lot easier for them to compete at the level that they need to compete at.
Your 2 keys tonight. What are the 2 things you must?
Yeah, we must take care of the ball. There's no doubt about that. Our stretch in the last 3 games was turning the ball over too much. And I think our shell defense, when they look up, having to see bodies, having to see protection of the paint, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean that we don't have to guard the perimeter. We still have to go out and guard the perimeter. But when one person has the ball, they need to see 4 of our defenders in those gaps. So that we can try to protect the paint. I think Dallas is way too good in terms of scoring in the paint, and they're big, and we have to box out too. We got to eliminate second opportunities for them.
You have one more question? Because I got one question. I'm going to take you. Let's go. What we're going to do now is go back. Just for a second. So I remember, I don't know if it was last year before last, when you were in a press conference and you said that your team, I can't remember what was it, needed to grow up or needed to do. I don't remember, but whatever that was.
Yeah, those were probably the words from last year. Yeah. At some point.
You don't see coaches do that a whole lot, just candidly. So what prompted you to just go, you know what? It is what it is.
I mean, it was the truth at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So that's what prompted. I pride myself on being a truth teller and not really hiding from that. And we're a team that believes in accountability. I take accountability when I mess up. You know what I mean? I'll be the first one to say, hey, this one's on me. I didn't do a great job of that. And so at times, like, that is the case when it's on me, but sometimes it is on them in terms of their poor execution or something like that. But I think, the last few games we've really honed in on doing a better job of playing the way that we need to play and putting ourselves in position to try to win games. Now we have to just get down to the end where we're pulling these games out.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Hey, Coach. Let's start with was talking about the injuries. With Jordan going out for a period of time, and you were talking just about the turnovers. How do you expect the ball to be, who can run the point? Would it be a committee? I know you signed Destiny today, but what's the idea to make sure you can take care and not turn the ball over so much tonight?
Well, Jordan's only played 3 games, which means all the rest of the games Haley has started at the point guard. So so Haley will be back to starting at the point guard, and we'll have to do it by committee. in terms of everybody helping. We know obviously Haley won't go the whole game or anything like that. But you know, we can do it by committee. We can have other people bring the ball and become playmakers as well.
With this team, Dallas, you know, you just talked about Natasha came back. Tremendous size with Enrique. What's some of the defensive strategies you got to put in tonight to kind of control their size and shoot a score like Enrique?
Yeah, we got to try to keep them in front of us and make it tough. Anytime you play somebody like Enrique, who's just so prolific in scoring the basketball, like your job isn't necessarily to stop her. I think your job is to try to create tough situations for her, make her do something that she's not as comfortable doing. And if you could do that all night, then hopefully that puts you in a position where she's not playing as well. But if we allow her to do things that she does on a day-to-day basis, that's muscle memory for her, then it'll be a long night and a tough night. It's hard to stop players like that who just score the ball so well. And it's just what they do. You expect it. Sometimes it's good defense, but better offense. But we got to make it tough on her all night, make her work for anything and everything that she's going to get. I think with Howard, obviously, staying in her space, keeping her in front of us, making tough jump shots rather than getting to that back to the basket, those shimmies, and creating offense from defense. I think Natasha does a great job of doing that: offensive rebounds, deflection, steals, and creating offense from defense. So, and then obviously Big T, not letting her get deep touches, easy things like that.
Thank you, Coach.
Welcome.
Very good. Thank you everyone for your time.